President Trump has been asked, would he pardon Diddy? And I, for one, was surprised that he was even asked that question. I'm going to let you listen to his response. And then I'm going to comment on something. Because Elon Musk said something yesterday. And it made me think back when Trump was first asked the question about Diddy.
I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him, I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up from what I read. I don't know, he didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden, you know. It's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So it's not a popularity contest. So, I don't know, I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
So what do you think? How did he do? What was it asked? Well, let me go straight to the horse's mouth, so to speak. Mr. Musk, he said something yesterday, which a lot of people are repeating, but I refuse to say it. I got to protect the gift. But you know, there was a guy back in the day that threw parties. They weren't really freak-offs that I know of, but he threw parties and he had a big mansion. Matter of fact, this guy, he had a big mansion, whatever you want to call it, that you had to take a helicopter to or a boat to, right? Anyway, this same guy did a video on him yesterday. Trump knew him, just like he knew Diddy. Now, in Trump's defense, you know, Trump, he rolls around in those types of circles. So he knows all these celebrities and people in different aspects of life. But Mr. Musk said something yesterday about this one particular guy. And this one particular guy, he's no longer with us, you see, because he unalived himself in jail. That's what they say. So I'm sure by now you know who he is. And when I heard that Elon asked that question about this guy who's no longer with us, I was like, I remember them asking Trump, would he pardon Diddy? And I'm speculating, is the heat on? Just look. Is the heat on? Is the heat on? Read between the lines. Now, I'm going to play some videos, and then I'm going to come back to this, because this could get quite interesting. People at the top, it's been said they protect themselves. And if we are close, very close to the Antichrist kingdom, and I do believe that Donald Trump is a setup man for that, to hand America over to Barack Obama. Well, let's just say that we don't want no information to get out, because there are some serious players on Trump's level, hint, hint, that, hey, you might want to just cover everything up before the one world system is put in place. Now that I've said that, in motion. Here's Diddy. And listen to this coverage here. Cat Williams reveals why LeBron James feared Diddy. But I want you to hear a piece of this. Just came out yesterday.
Or got too bold. Classic blackmail move. And this ain't just some theory. This has been backed by real industry heads. Jaguar Wright has been preaching this for years. Gene Deal also confirmed it, saying Diddy liked having dirt on people. That's how he kept everyone in check.
I sat right here and told y'all there was activity on the darknet. Videos were being distributed and were going to be sold for profit because the diddler needs the money. Did I not say that? Right here.
Those people who was caught at Diddy party did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. Now, that's a big house. But he had 250 tape recorders in that house that they took, that the feds found.
But looks like Diddy's playing back.
Now, I want you to wrap your mind around this. I think about that number often because Kid Rock, he had on that jacket with the 250 on it. You know, the 250 is big because America's going to be 250 years old, July 4th, 2026. Also, the 250th day of the year is September 7th. And September 7th, like a 9/7, 97th day of the year is 47, which would be Trump. I kind of, drilled down to it, but the 250 cameras, people, that's big. And what I'm thinking, like I said, when I thought about Musk throwing dirt on Trump about some files that somebody else could have, it doesn't mean that Trump's can be implicated in it, but the fact that he said it, it made me also think about Diddy and his parties. Now, this might explain the raid, people. I said this might explain the raid because the raid was March 25th of 2024. And election day was November 5th of 2024. I'm just saying. Here's the raid. Did they get all the tapes from the cameras? Did they get all the cameras? Did they get everything they needed? Have they released everything? Have they gone through everything with a fine-tooth comb? Remember, Diddy wasn't home. His sons were home. Let's go to the next one.
You're looking here at drone footage from above the Los Angeles home of Sean Diddy Combs, one of two of his properties raided by federal Homeland Security agents as part of an ongoing investigation. Combs is facing a number of lawsuits, including allegations of sex trafficking and sexual assault. He has denied those allegations.
We're getting a look at new video from last month's raid at Sean Diddy Combs' home in Holby Hills. The mother of one of his sons shared the video on Instagram, calling it an excessive use of force. The footage was edited and sped up. Two of Combs' sons, Justin and Christian, were briefly detained in the federal raid relating to sex trafficking allegations. Justin's mother says she's now getting a lawyer involved. There was also a raid at Combs' home in Miami as well. He has denied all of the allegations so far.
Now, the raid was March 25th of 2024. March 25th, 2024. Trump's next birthday that year was 6/14/2024. The difference was 11 weeks and 4 days between the raid and Trump's birthday. What is 11 for? Diddy was born 11/4. I followed my hunch and got a coincidence. It's deep, y'all. They did the raid. Did they do the raid for other reasons? Why did they ask Trump about the pardon? It didn't make sense to me. Trump's in politics. Yeah, he just pardoned a few people recently, and as soon as he got in office, and the guy from Chicago, the gang guys in relation to gang, but he's still gonna be in jail. I did a video on it last week, but I don't understand why they brought Diddy up. I really don't. But I'm wondering, is the atmosphere being seeded to put it out there so if and when they do it, you'll be already sensitized about it? Look, I'm just keeping it. I don't see why they even asked Donald Trump. That makes no sense to me. Maybe you can make me see it. It made no sense to me why Trump was at. The trial isn't even over with yet. The trial, they haven't even reached a verdict. I'm trying to wrap my mind as to why someone would be in the White House and ask them about, I mean, to bring a pardon, that means she's already guilty. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's how my logic works. You heard them ask, look, he asked them that. It made no sense to me. We'll play it in another way.
Obviously, one of the president's favorite tools right now, flexing his muscles again this week with a series of high-profile pardons, many of them controversial. President Trump just yesterday was asked if he would consider pardoning Sean Diddy Combs if he's found guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking. What did the president say?
Yeah, Peter, the president said he hasn't been asked to do that yet, but he said he wouldn't rule it out. He said he'd, quote, look at the facts, noting he and Combs used to have a friendly relationship, but the two haven't spoken in years. Combs, of course, has not been convicted, but he is facing trial right now for charges that could lead to life in prison, including sex trafficking. Peter?
Ryan Chandler with the very latest. Ryan, thank you.
I still don't see the connection. Now, that was on May 30th, he was asked that. So let me pull up some gematria calculator here. I didn't think about this. So let me look at something. That was on 5/30. Let's see if there is another coincidence. How about we do it like that? I showed you guys May 30th. What's so big about May 30th? May 30th, Trump was asked, are they seeding the atmosphere? I don't know. Why did he ask him? Let's go with last year's birthday. Well, that's 50. And this would be what? The only thing I have so far is that if you take the day that Trump was asked the question about Diddy versus Trump's birthday last year, the difference is 50-week difference. 50 states in the union. I don't see anything there. Combs' birthday is 11/4. 11/4. That 2025. Well, the day that Trump was asked, 5/30 versus 11/4. Combs' birthday this year, 11/4. Difference is 5 months and 5 days. Julius Caesar died at 55 years old. I don't know. I don't know. But I had to go there because I want the question answered. Now, let's look at this here. Court started May 12th. May 12th. Take May 12th, 2025. Trump's next birthday this year is 6/14/2025. The difference between the start of court and Trump's next birthday is exactly 4 weeks and 5 days. Trump is the 45th president. Is that coincidence? The trial started on 5/12. 6/14 is Trump's next birthday. 4/5, Trump's 45. And let's look at this. Elon, who asked the question, who literally said that he put an accusation out there about somebody else who was in prison, who died in prison, who had, similar charges back in the day. He was on an island. That's all I'm going to give you. But yeah, Mr. Musk talked about him yesterday. And Elon Musk's birthday is 6/28/2025. Sean Combs' birthday is 11/4/2025 this year. The difference is 4 months and 7 days. Pearson, you mean to tell me that Elon's birthday versus Sean Diddy Combs' birthday is 4 months and 7 days apart, and Trump's the 47th president? Yeah. I did all this on a hunch today, people. I'm like, it made no sense, but I'm like, let me dig it up and see. And last but not least, I got this. 11/4/2024. That's Sean Diddy Combs' last birthday. And 6/14/2025 is Trump's next birthday this year. The difference is 31 weeks and 6 days. 316, like John 3:16, that's sacrifice. I don't know, people. I know the question was asked, and now I'm asking you. There's so much going on in the world. I'm going to leave it at that. I can speculate all day, but pardoning was the last thing I would ever, I'm just going to keep it real. Pardoning P.Diddy Combs. It is so bizarre. Even though Trump has been doing pardons, it's so bizarre that the question would come up, that it makes it suspicious. That's all I'm saying. It made it real suspicious. And like I said, the only reason I went there is because of what Elon said yesterday, that this man, being close to a guy who died in prison, that guy who I won't name got some files. Hey, well, they went and got 250 camera tapes and stuff from this guy. I'm speaking without speaking. All right, guys, girls, love you. That's my Diddy talk. I don't do a lot unless I got something serious to say, because everybody doing the same old reporting every day. It's kind of dull to me. Sensationalized, one testimony after another. Whoopie-doo. I mean, whoopie-doo. I could really care less, to be honest with you. But it is news, and when I do see major people involved like Trump and Elon, and I think about, man, a clean sweep, so to speak, when I think about how they came into this man's home and literally confiscated all this stuff, I'm asking, was it just for him, or was it for other people that they confiscated stuff for? I'm gonna say it again. When it went into P. Diddy's homes, did they confiscate stuff to see if there was something on him? Or did they raid it to get stuff allegedly to cover somebody else. I'm Fred Shai Pearson. Now you tell me what you think. I'm out.